St. Anselm of Canterbury was an Italian philosopher who was born in 1033 in a region called Aosta Valley, located at the northeast of Italy. He is famous because of his ontological argument for the existence of God. He illustrates the increasing role of dialectic in philosophy and theology. Thanks to him, theology begins to become an argumentative discipline. He was the first philosopher that states an accurate distinction between faith and reason. The intellect possesses innate ideas, and reason is previous to sense experience. The main data come from faith. However, reason provides the way to understand faith. He held that faith necessarily precedes reason, but that reason can expand upon faith. His ontological argument was created to prove the existence of God. It says that there are two types of existence: existence in understanding alone and existence in reality. But for Anselm, God is in understanding and also in reality. Not saying that thinking something means exist, not saying that believing beyond that means exist, not saying God is unexplainable. Once you understand what God, you can see as a matter of logic, to follow God has to exist. I think that is so great, nothing greater can be conceived. The limit of greatness. If this is true, then there is something greater than that, something that is great but exists in real life. When we think about God, we know that we are talking about a thing that nothing is greater. All of this came from an idea of a superior being. For the idea of a superior being to be true, then this being must exist. If this idea is true, it must avoid all contradiction and it must refer to a real object. The idea of perfection, or the idea of a superior being, is only perfect and true if it refers to a being that is absolutely perfect and existent, God. So, for Anselm, the definition of God is something that which nothing greater can be conceived. That is why they cannot only exist in understanding, because if something only exists in understanding, you can find something greater in reality. For Anselm, reason provides the ways to understand faith, but creating a relation between his ideas and our lives. In modern societies, we use the reason to decide if an action is good or bad, according to the facts that are based on truth. But in order for something to be considered true, it has to be reinforced by reason. Reason allows us to understand and reflect about everything. It also allows us to deliberate upon means to an end. It begins once the agent sets his will correctly towards justice and perceives it.